Okay, moving on in Unit 3 Assignment 2. If you have not yet completed Part 1 of Unit 3 Assignment 2, do that first because you're going to want to know what to do there in order to do Parts 2 and 3. I know it says 3 parts, but I got to tell you these are short videos, it's quick stuff. So we're jumping right in. Open Audacity. We are going to use the same file that we used for Part 1. So up to File, Import, Audio. Navigate to your course files, Audio Engineering, Course Resources, Section 2, Echo Reverb Source. This is the same song that we used for the Echo version, Part 1 of this assignment, so I'm not going to listen to it again because you guys already heard it. Instead, I'm going to go right over to the end of this track, and I'm going to add some more silence. This time I want you to only add 15 seconds of silence instead of 30. So, generate, silence, and you know me, I like mine in hours, minutes, and seconds. I'm going to change this right here, the 3 to 1-5. This gives me 0 hours, 0 minutes, but 15 seconds of silence. Okay, and as you'll see at the end of the track, I now have 15 seconds of silence. Awesome. Next step, we are going to add some reverb. If you are in the older version of Audacity, you'll see it called Gverb. In some of the versions it's called reverb. It's the same thing. I'm not sure why they did it that way, but it's just what they do on Audacity. I'm going to navigate back to the beginning, click my all the way back, and I'm going to hit Control A because that selects the whole thing for me. I'm going to go up to Generate, Effect, not Generate, and I want to click Reverb. This is going to give me my reverb dialog box. In the room size, I'd like you to make it 40. Under reverb time, reverb time on this one, oh, I just clicked my gain. I don't really need to do that. In this one, you don't really need to worry too much about reverb time. That's in the older version. So if you have the older version, you'll see reverb time. Here it's got a pre-delay instead. So you're going to change pre-delay to 20. On the damping down here, I want you to go ahead and hit 0.5. I'm sorry, on this one you can do 5%. On the older version, you're going to hit a 0.5. And it's really weird because your instructions in the course are different than the ones on here. So you're going to have to play with this a little bit if you're in the newer version, but I do like the newer version so much better. And then a couple other things on here you can do. You can take a look at your dry gain. I usually change mine to 0. You can take a look at your tone low and tone high. Any of this you can play with to see if you like it. And then just go ahead and hit OK. Now, back it up again, and let's hear what that sounds like.
Adios, señorita. Adios. Goodbye.
And you can hear the difference now is that it kind of sounds like he's in a big echoey room. Reverb gives us the sound of the room reverberating back at us, so we get a little bit of kind of an echoey sound. If it were me, I'd probably add a little bit more than that. But in the case of the assignment, this is enough to get you your points. So we're going to go ahead and save this just like we did in Part 1. And like I said, I want these videos to be short, so I'm going to go on to Part 3, which is adding echo and reverb. You don't have to watch the video if you think you figured out how to do both of those, but I'm going to do it for you anyway. So now we're going to go File, Save Project As. I want you to go over to your audio engineering and go to the place where you're keeping your assignments. I keep mine in examples, and this one I'm keeping in Unit 3 because it's Unit 3. And I want you to change the name of this one to Reverb. Just Reverb. Now, like we did before, go ahead and find that file. And notice I'm not closing it out until I make sure the file's here. Examples, Unit 3. There's Reverb and Reverb data. What I want to do now is I'm going to create a new file, new folder, and I'm going to call this Reverb. And I'm doing this each time to save myself any possible mistakes, especially if you're at the very end of the class, you don't want to be missing anything and you don't want to lose points just because you forgot to do something. So take Reverb data and put it in your Reverb folder. Take the Audacity file and put that in your Reverb folder. Right-click your Reverb folder, send to compressed zipped folder. If I open up that compressed folder, I've got Reverb data and Reverb. So now I have the first two parts of this assignment compressed and ready to upload, but I'm not ready to upload yet because I've got to do one more part. So now go ahead and close out of Audacity because you're going to re-import again and get ready to do part 3.